From their mouths to your ears, this is Gaming on Thrones with Phil, Saul, and Rick.
Thank you for tuning in Gaming on Thrones, part of the Rated M Gaming Network. Today is Sunday, December 21st. I'm your host, Phil, and introducing my podcast cohort as a regular, Richard Lamoureux. How are you doing?
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
Very excited.
Yes.
And we have a special guest today, Jake. How are you doing, sir?
Heyo.
Jake
Jake's
here
here.
is a listener of the show and also active member of the group, as I posted earlier. And he is probably the only one who ever asks us questions during the week. So we like to have Jake on to reward his excellent participation.
Yeah,
And-
that was your top tier Kickstarter donation.
Yeah, that's right. This is
That's
the
right.
participation award.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, we just like to talk to people, and Jake is got a passion for games like we do. So welcome, Jake. Excited
thanks.
to have you on, sir.
Thank you.
So, as I wheeze my way through this episode, because I got a little drunk last night, and I don't feel too good today.
Yeah, it sucks getting old, doesn't it?
It really does. There's no bounce back anymore.
I remember you used to drop me off at like Chris French's house like 2 a.m. and then come back at like noon to pick me up to go out drinking again.
I know, so fantastic.
Jeez.
No more days like that.
The problem is like now when I get drunk, that's what we talk about is days of future past. And then we're like, yeah, because tomorrow we're all gonna hate ourselves. So, anyways, let's actually get to the show. Jake, as you hear every week, we do a segment, What You've Been Playing. And so I'll start with you first. Is there anything you've been playing this week that's exciting?
Yeah. Well, as I told you guys earlier, I've been all about Diablo 3. I'm playing on Xbox 360 and on PC right now. I'm about to start on Xbox One. I've been playing Hearthstone, which was my game of the year for 2014, and I'm also getting back into 7 Days to Die on PC.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you
Can
been
you
playing?
tell me a little bit about that game? Because I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, 7 Days to Die is a zombie survival game built in the vein of Minecraft. It doesn't have the 8-bit graphics. It actually looks like a modern game, but it has the block physics. And more importantly, it has real physics into it. So when you're chopping down a tree, when you chop down the base of the tree, the whole tree falls rather than, a floating tree in Minecraft. But it is brutally hard, and it likes to troll you. So when it says you got 7 days to die, I mean, good luck getting to 7 days.
Now, does the game end at 7 days?
No, you can go on forever. Right now, we've got a server up that has gone 22 days.
Are you playing with?
So it
what's
just
his name
keeps
from
going. It's just
Yeah,
keeps
it's
going,
basically
essentially.
just how far can you go before you die, and even then, it's not permadeath, but kind of in the vein, or rather, in the spirit of a true zombie survival experience. We start over when we die.
Oh, okay.
And it's I want to say servers are up to 16 players,
Oh, cool.
and PvP does end up happening like a DayZ sort of scenario where the players are kind of brutal.
Nice. Well, that's interesting. Thank you very much.
I've seen a lot of footage of that game, a lot of like Let's Plays and stuff. It looks really interesting. Like you have to make like a furnace to like smelt stuff to make weapons and shit. And
Yep,
like
absolutely.
at night there's like zombie hordes that'll just raid your fucking
Oof.
house and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's what's scary too. At night, the zombies become 28 day later zombies, but during the
They're
day,
like
it's more Walking
psychopaths.
Dead. Oh, they're terrible. Oh, they're terrible.
So question is though, I mean, would you say that I know it's in early development? It's still not fully released yet, right? It's still like in beta.
Yeah, it's. Ooh, I want to say beta. It could possibly still be alpha. I'm not sure. But it was a Steam Greenlight product that I bought into very early, and I can tell you, it's come a long way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you have high hopes for this game then.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely.
So a lot of that stuff sounds too like I know State of Decay, which they're remastering, was like they had a permadeath basically, where it's not permadeath, but once you die, you lost everything
Right.
that you had, and then in the spirit of Dying Light too, that's releasing, where at night it intensifies, like all the zombies, creatures, whatever, they go nuts. So basically,
Yeah.
you want to find shelter and not be seen or heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. What about you, Rick?
Jay called me out on this earlier. He was saying like all these new winter sale deals, and you're sitting there playing fucking Mass Effect 2 again. And I am. I like to replay the series like once every 6 months or so, just because I enjoyed it so much, and that's what I'm playing now. I have installed 4K resolution texture packs onto it. So I'm running the game at 4K downscaling to my monitor's resolution, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
And I'm trying to get the best save possible, because every time I do it, I always fuck one little minute detail up that, like in the third game, someone's not alive or someone's not there. So I've been trying to have that perfect save. So I have the perfect save right now. I'm about 70% through of Mass Effect 2, and I'll be moving to Mass Effect 3 probably in the next couple days.
You do love that series.
God, I love that series. Yes. But yeah,
How many
that's,
times would you say you've gone through it now trying to get that perfect save?
I can honestly tell. Hold on, I'll go to my Steam library. Today, I have played Mass Effect 2 196 hours, and it's about a 20-hour game, so
Jeez.
10 times?
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And what's the point of the perfect save? Just
No, there's no point of the perfect
your
save. I mean,
obsessive compulsive.
yeah, basically, is that like a minute character in the first game will be a minute character in the third game, so I want him there. But I kept fucking up and not having that minute character in the third game, so now I want him there just to see the difference. That's
I gotcha.
basically it.
I
yeah.
gotcha.
But
Oh,
yeah.
right on.
Yeah.
I took a long hiatus from Destiny for about a week and a half. And the only way to quit Destiny is to stop playing Destiny. So, but I'm
Go
back
kill
now.
turkey, bro. Gotta go kill turkey.
You really do. I've been playing a lot of Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. That game is phenomenal. It is. Oh my gosh.
I know you were talking to me one night about it. You were just sitting up playing.
Well, yeah, in the spirit of all the other things that are going on right now, like I have ACU, Assassin's Creed Unity here from GameFly. I want to finish that up so I can send it back. The Master Chief Collection sitting there, Destiny sitting there. There's a lot of things for me to be playing. A Shadow of Mordor sitting there, which I want to finish. And my wife actually fired up Plants vs. Zombies. And she was like, oh, this is fun, whatever. And then I gave it a shot. It is genuinely fun. And I find that lately I've been playing games that stress me out. So,
Yeah.
not on purpose. The Master Chief Collection is stressing me out because it doesn't work sometimes. So, it's getting better, but still. And then, so I'm like, you know what? I just want to play something where I can just play it and laugh and have a good time. And Plants vs. Zombies, I don't get mad when I have 2 kills and 15 deaths. Because it's funny and cute.
That's what I've heard from a few people that own that game. Is that it's just genuinely fun to play.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's a
looking
shooter,
at it's not
so-
something I would expect, but
When I saw the E3 trailer a while ago, I was like, oh, that's cool. And it just kind of went under the radar for me, and I never really gave it a second thought. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not, whatever.
well, yeah, it's a cool concept. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's neat.
Exactly. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I like colorful games. Sometimes let's take out the realism and just... Part of the reason I want a Nintendo Wii U, because I just want that fun, colorful, cartoony experience sometimes. And this kind of gives that to me in a way. And it's still a shooter, so I still have a little bit of that competitiveness there. But it's cool. It's a fun game. And I've been playing the Halo 5 beta. Thank you to our co-host Saul Cuellar, who went to Vegas this week
No!
and could not play it. So he basically gave me his code.
Oh,
Yeah, so he gets early access due to him being part of the Microsoft Beta Update Beta program, however you want to say that. And he gave it to me, and I've been playing it, and it is awesome.
so the hype is real.
The hype is real for me. I can't. It's funny. You go on Facebook or you go on the interwebs, and you're just gonna see like a really mixed bag. Oh my God, there's Sprint and there's ADS and all this shit. It's a fantastic game. The sound effects are cool. The Spartans talk to each other, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. They point out positions that people died in and stuff like that.
Yeah, like they're okay. The sniper rifle's up, or our team's got the sniper rifle, or whatever. I think that's a cool addition. I know why some people won't like it, and that's fine. The Master Chief Collection, when it starts working 100%, will be there for those traditionalists. They can sit there and play Halo 1 to their heart's content.
I have
myself,
questions about the Master Chief Collection too after you're done.
okay, that's fine. I myself don't fear change. I feel like a series does have to adapt in advance to continue to move forward, or else why ever make a different game, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. But you've played Master Chief Collection Online already, right?
Yes.
Okay, so playing that and moving into Halo 5 beta, how different is
Easy.
it, really?
No transition. The only difference is I play a lot of Halo 4 and Halo 2 because I play a lot of SWAT, which basically at this moment only gives you Halo 2 and Halo 4. That's just because their playlists are still kind of a mess and they're still trying to perfect everything. But those are... Halo 4 is very similar. The controls are different where the melee is actually your right bumper instead of the B button. But that actually goes back to Halo 1. It's the same controls. So that takes me a while because I keep hitting B and then totally getting smashed. So I should be hitting the right bumper. And I don't want to switch my controller because I really want the Master Chief Collection to incorporate the controller switching scheme that was so cool of a feature where I can make my controls the same for every game. That, however, does not work yet.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of go with that, and I don't want to switch it and confuse myself and all that kind of stuff. So, so far, the boost is really cool. I've used it, where you could boost laterally or forward.
Oh yeah, that's a cool addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not yet done basically the Titan ground and pound thing where the Spartans get to stay in the air and basically you target out a certain spot. I haven't really got to use that because I just haven't played it enough to figure out those controls. I haven't really had tons of time, but my time with this has been great. The ADS on the assault rifle, I think I could be wrong on this, but what it seems like is when I'm playing and I use the ADS on the assault rifle, it's not a burst fire, but I lose some rate of fire. And that could be a mistake or just a beta thing, but it feels like when I'm in a firefight and I'm using the ADS and the other guy isn't, I feel like I'm dying quicker. And that could just be that guy's better than me, but it's happened a lot. So I don't know if the rate of fire goes down once you're an ADS on the assault rifle or not.
Well, I don't know. From what I've seen of it, though, it looks pretty good. There's only, 2 maps?
2 maps, yeah. It's basically 4-on-4 Team Slayer, 2 maps, and that's it.
It looks fast-paced, though, and
it is very fast-paced.
Yeah, very fast-paced, looks like.
It is. And here's what I don't get is everybody says with the sprint, with the ADS, it doesn't feel like Halo. I can't speak for those people, but when I play it, I still feel like I'm playing Halo. I don't feel like I'm playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean? I don't have that. It's Halo. It's got some different options.
Yeah, the ridiculous. I mean, in Call of Duty, you're going to get 2 shot on one guy and he's going to die. But in Halo, you're going to empty a clip into a guy.
Well, it's like Call of Halo is what they say, and I'm like, I don't get it, man. There's no kill streaks. There's no, it's basically the same arena shooter that we all love, and you've got to control. And it'll tell you, like in the beta, it says control the power weapons to control the map. That's what Halo was. You basically, the guy who got to the sniper rifle and the rocket launcher dominated everybody else.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
The snipers are still there too, man. From what I've seen, it does look cool, and I'm excited to see that come into the front light of gaming as far as competitive gaming goes again. I'd like to see big Halo tournaments again instead of big Call of Duty tournaments. Just basically, that's just my bias, though. I think Halo's a much more interesting series. So
yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Halo 5 all the way around. The single player and the multiplayer. I've made that bold prediction on this show that I think Halo 5 will be the best Halo yet. My prediction, much like everybody in the sports world when they predict the Super Bowl winners before the season starts, I do feel like, I might want to pull back on that just because of all the issues that 343 has had. But honestly, those issues are with matchmaking. And I'm not going to pull back on it. I still think this could be the best. Also, after watching the Nightfall series, I am beyond underwhelmed with Mr. Locke.
Dude, Nightfall series was terrible, wasn't it?
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was
the hype surrounding that was so big, and then after it came out, you didn't hear a fucking peep out of anybody. Because they all were like, this was so bad.
You know, we have, in the Rated M Gaming Network, we have the Halo Podcast Evolve crew, and they discussed it in length and what it means. And I couldn't back most of what they were saying because coming from not an intense Halo fan like those guys, intense that I love the games and stuff, but I haven't read like the books and the lore and all that kind of stuff before. But I know that it was underwhelming. Like, I don't care about Professor Locke. I don't care about Commander Locke at all.
Yeah.
Like, it actually made me want to kill him.
Jeez.
Yeah. And Claymation would have been better, like, graphics wise. Like, it would have been more realistic than what the fuck they used. I don't know what they used. Were they using, like, RPG Maker to make those people or something?
I don't want to, like, crucify the show that bad.
Ridley Scott is for shamed.
Oh, God.
Like, the first episode, I thought was like, oh, this could be pretty cool. And then it just, oh my God. I don't even know what it was about. Like, seriously, you're supposed to introduce us to Locke, and if he hunts the Master Chief, I want the Master Chief to just snap his neck and tell him to go home and play with the other little boys.
Yeah.
Because...
All right. Well, here's my question, Phil, when it
Yes.
comes to that. And to you as well, Jake, because this is more of a broad question. Since the short fallings of the Master Chief Collection launch was obviously there, 343's announced that they're going to release, what is it? What's the next
Halo
game?
ODST.
They're going to release ODST for free at like 1080p, 60 FPS or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Thanks for stealing some of my news, Rick.
we already did the news, bro.
We didn't do the news.
We didn't do any news.
We've been doing what you've been playing.
Oh,
It's
shit.
okay. Continue. It's fine.
Okay, well, this will transition to your news then. Is this acceptable? And now, before you answer it, I mean, it's cool you get a free game, but do you
great game,
accept that the release was so bad and you just forget about it and just take that game and just be happy?
Or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, well, or do you hold them to a higher standard and say, well, yeah, you're giving me a free game, that's cool and everything, but you still fucked up?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think they're asking you to forgive them, honestly. I think they had plans to release it. Obviously, maybe they're going to push those plans forward quicker than they wanted to. But no, I don't think they're asking for us to forgive them. I think they're saying, look, we messed up. We're going to give you this thing in addition. You know, hopefully this helps, you know, kind of soothe some of the wounds. But, you know, we all just want them to fix Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think ODST was going to come anyway. I think it probably would have been the first set of DLC, but because of what happened, they're just releasing it for free and saying, hey, yeah, we know we messed up. Here, have a free game.
Yeah.
It's not going to have Firefight,
Yes, that sucks.
which was the big selling point of ODST in the first place. So, I mean, I'll take ODST, and I'll play ODST. I'll wish there was Firefight, and who knows, maybe Firefight will come later, and they'll make me pay for that.
Yeah, and I read somewhere that they
Yeah.
really had issues with, like, the original Firefight. I played a bunch of times, and I loved it, but they did have issues with the matchmaking portion of that as well, even when it first came out. So I don't know if they want to throw that in there with all the other issues they've been having right now. I don't know if they ever could have perfected it or whatever. So yeah, they're just going to leave Firefight out for now. So I mean, to answer your question, Rick, it's not okay. You know, they messed up, they fucked up, and I don't know where the technical issues lie. I'm not a developer. I don't know, but it needs to get fixed, and they need to continue pushing these patches and these updates. And they've been doing a pretty steady job of it. Only recently has it actually started to work where I can play a few games without getting super uber mad.
Yeah, but how long has the game been out? You know, it's
Since
been out for
November.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it took them over a month to start making it right.
Oh
And
yeah, no, I'm not trying to like say, like make excuses. I'm just saying that as long as they continue to show me that they're trying to fix it, I don't want to see them say, "Well, this doesn't work, but here's a free game."
We have to go back to the saying that, what was it? Titanfall had super hype and came out and delivered, and Halo had super hype and came
Well-
out and fucking stumbled.
Titanfall delivered for me, but a lot of people were very underwhelmed by that game.
I'm not
Yeah.
underwhelmed. I'm talking about matchmaking worked, fucking online
yeah,
worked,
yeah.
fantastic, and that's the problem. I mean, Halo. If you put the Master Chief Collection in your console, you can play all the Halo games, but as soon as you get into matchmaking, it all falls apart.
I don't know if that's a fair comparison though, because Titanfall was only the online portion, whereas Halo Master Chief Collection is 4 games that each have an online portion to go with them.
Yeah.
All
I
put
mean,
together.
it's 2 completely different sized productions.
You're talking about 13 maps versus over 100 across, how many different engines. There is a difference, and I don't know, like Jake said, I don't know if it's a fair comparison, but fair or unfair, you're right. I mean, it came out and it worked. And, Destiny was the same way. I mean, Destiny has its issues too. I mean, we all could go over that, but, it worked. And I think Titanfall took like one patch to really perfect it. Because they did have some matchmaking issues right away. But, I mean, we're talking like hours, maybe even a day, and then it was fixed. Not a month.
Yeah, just entirely too long, in my opinion.
Entirely too long. And it's got to have... It's obviously, it was a huge issue because it's like they're taking... They did not know what went wrong, and it was obvious because they're just trying to fix piece by piece to see if they can correct it.
Yeah, and if you go back to the release time frame, they had no timetables, but the way that they were talking about the issues, it seemed at least that they would have had it by the end of the week.
Yes.
They seemed confident, but it never quite was fixed. The actual issues weren't addressed.
Yeah, I think they thought they knew what they were doing, and then, just like being in IT, you troubleshoot because you think okay, we've seen this issue before, we're going to troubleshoot down this road, and you go down that rabbit hole, and it's like, oh shit, it's not this.
Right.
So you have to go back, and then you just...
Me and Jake know what you're talking about. Trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could use the same for what you did too. So
Yeah.
I mean,
What's the airplane doing? I've never heard of that before.
yeah, let's fucking start from scratch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same thing. But yeah, Rick, I don't. I mean, I can't speak for Jake, but I don't think they're asking you to forgive them. I just think it's like, okay, here, we fucked up. Take this game. Hopefully, this helps ease some of your pain.
Yeah.
So,
All right. That's. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like, oh no, they fucked up, but it's cool now.
Yeah, no. I don't think that. I think 343 is a one developer that absolutely can't do that. Because what do they do besides Halo?
Right.
They're Microsoft's Halo baby.
They're Microsoft's. Yeah, they're Microsoft's baby.
Yeah.
They
They pump so much fucking money into them. It's unbelievable.
They have to, and they need them to produce.
That is their AAA title. That is Microsoft's AAA title. Went over every other title. I would have to say like maybe PlayStation's Gran Turismo, but Microsoft's definitely Halo. That's their series.
Yeah, it's like if Sega Genesis was launched to compete with Nintendo and Sonic was broken.
Yeah.
That's like
bad.
that's how big of a deal it is.
That's bad.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Tails doing? He keeps running around.
Yeah. Pretty
I get
much.
you. I get you.
That's how it is.
I get you.
So let's get on with the show. So we'll go into the news of the week.
News of the week. That was for Sam.
News.
Yeah. Shout out from Jake.
Yeah.
He pulled the Rick right there. It's
I
like,
like it.
news.
I like it.
yeah. So, Jake,
we
why
got?
don't you start us off, man?
All right, man. Well, Sony hasn't really said much this past week as far as news go. So I guess the biggest thing that I can talk to you guys about is that Bloodborne, the From Software game that's coming out early next year, is going to have procedurally generated dungeons for you to check out, which is, for me, a pretty big deal as a fan of Dark Souls, because I've played Dark Souls to the point where I can tell you exactly where an enemy is, exactly how they're going to react to me at a certain location. But for a game like that to have a procedurally generated dungeon that's going to change every time I go in there, I mean, that it presents a whole different challenge, because now I won't know what's going to be down there. I won't know which way to go, and it's going to make everything a lot harder and a lot scarier.
Replay value hype too. There.
Yeah, replay value hype.
Big time.
Yeah, that's always important in games like that, because I felt like Bloodborne. When I see Bloodborne, I think, oh, boring hack and slash game.
Oh no, come on.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
you're talking to a Dark Souls fan over here.
I know that, but I mean, but see, and that's the problem, is I haven't been that they haven't sold me yet. So, but I haven't given them a chance. But continue. I don't want to go down that road.
Well, I mean, clearly you're not a fan of bashing your head into a wall until you break through it, because that's
Repeatedly punching myself
Yeah.
in the dick.
I mean, because that's how you play Dark Souls. that's it right there. But I mean, Bloodborne is going to be Dark Souls, but in a new sort of feel, a new location, and it's hopefully going to bring a lot more fans into that style game where it's permadeath. And I think permadeath is kind of coming into its own in a lot of different formats. But for me, I love permadeath runs in just about every game I play.
That
Wow.
presents that challenge to you.
Are you a cutter or something? That's some fucking deep shit right there,
Like,
dude.
as he does this podcast, he's got like everything is black. His candles
Yeah.
burning.
Yo, wipe your mascara away, bro. It'd be okay.
Yeah.
No, that's nuts though. I didn't know it was permadeath. I never read that.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, it gives you the opportunity to get back to your dropped items. If you can make it back to your dropped items, you can continue. But if you die before you can get to your body, it's
You're
over.
fucked. You're
Yeah.
fucked. Then
Yeah.
you have nothing,
Jeez.
dude. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I've got enough stress in my life.
That's crazy though. That's good. I mean, I'm glad that the producers are sticking strong to their original plan when they did Dark Souls and everything like that. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing, because I can't get mad at a game.
Living,
I play
breathing
games to
world.
enjoy myself. I don't play.
Oh no, you definitely don't enjoy this game.
That's what I'm saying.
This
But
game
you-
enjoys you.
yeah, you do get a feeling of accomplishment though, which I can understand. It's just
Oh yeah.
I can't do it. I'm more of like, oh, I died. Okay, reload, save, good to go.
I love the living, breathing world, though. Like that we're being introduced, and that's what I could say is now with the newest PC and console games, a lot more than ever before. We're getting persistent worlds all the time, changing all the time.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's really cool.
And it's nuts they can actually do that, because it's not like you see persistent changing worlds like in Minecraft and shit like that, but never like in a scale as big as this game, where it's beautiful. It's a beautifully made engine. It's nice looking, and they can still procedurally generate a beautiful dungeon for you to go into that still looks nice and
Right,
has
and
all those
which
new
is-
enemies and stuff.
And it should be probably a little, scary, if you will.
Yeah, no kidding.
Where you don't know what is coming or
Mhm.
when, which is cool.
True.
So anything else? We took off with that one.
No, PlayStation didn't have shit to say about that.
There hasn't been. We've talked about probably like the last 3 shows. They're just, I mean, it's the holidays. They're pushing consoles, and there's just nothing coming out.
Well, probably more Sony's dealing with their whole
Yeah.
hack situation on their movie side, so they're probably trying to just not bring themselves up much right now.
True, but I can add something that Walmart had PlayStation 4s for sale for $329 today.
Hell
Yes.
yeah, they did.
They had
So-
Amazon had PlayStations for $3.99 with 2 video games.
With 2 games and the camera.
Yeah.
And the camera.
That
If
useless
that's your
piece
thing.
of shit that sits on top of your console.
Yeah,
If that's your thing.
I don't know if because Sony has headset. You could talk with your headset, right?
Yeah, I'm using my headset right now. Actually, I use it on my PC. I don't use it on my PlayStation.
Well, that's cool. All right, Rick, what do you got for us, buddy?
All right. There's a couple things.
Or what do you got for the people?
I have for the people. Once again, don't trust Ubisoft type deal. Jake posted this in the group when you posted the get your free game.
Mhm.
There is when you get your free game, there's a user license agreement with it that if you accept, you get a free game. But in that user license agreement, there is fine print that says if you accept this, you are waiving your right to take legal action against them for selling a broken game.
Right.
So they
So
are.
it's a bribe.
It's a bribe, basically, because people. I mean, there's been a couple lawsuits over the last few years when people selling broken games like this, where people have won money. They've settled out of court every time. They've never actually went to trial because that'd be insane.
Yeah, if you have the stamina to keep up
Yeah.
with it.
If you got the money to pay a lawyer to do this shit, you can do it.
Mhm.
But if you accept their free game, you automatically opt out of pursuing any kind of legal recourse against them, which is tricky Ubisoft. Very sneaky.
Very sneaky.
Very sneaky. What else? Divinity Original Sin, which got PC Gamer magazine True PC Game of the Year,
Mhm.
is getting an update with a hardcore mode, and a bunch of other things. They're redoing a lot of the UI, the main story narration, some of the combat, and they're also releasing it for the Linux version as well, which is good for the people that use Linux. I don't personally use Linux, but I know a lot of people do because they don't trust the Microsoft.
A lot of that going around here lately.
There's a lot. There's a lot of like slanty eyes looking around when it comes to PC stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't trust these motherfuckers. And then good news. Hey, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero runs flawlessly on the PC. There is obviously updated graphics, better looking anti-aliasing.
But it's 10 minutes long, so have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's fucking 10 minutes long. But this gives hope for the Fox engine because they're going to release the Metal Gear
Phantom
Solid.
Pain.
Yeah, they're going to release it for PC as well. So this is kind of like a green light for people that are interested in buying it for the PC that, yes, we're not going to fuck this up. It'll be good.
That's
And
good.
and also, I don't know if we talked about this, but the team that worked on Max Payne 3 is the team that's in charge of doing the GTA 5 port. So Max Payne 3 ran great on PC, and GTA 4 ran like dog shit on PC. So this gives hope that GTA 5, when it comes out, will actually be playable and good on PC.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go get a drink of water because there was a lot of salt.
Oh,
A lot of salt there.
it's cool.
That was a terrible joke. I apologize to everyone listening.
Hmm.
So, in the Microsoft news this week, there's been some. Well, there's a few hotly debated topics. One we already discussed, ODST coming to the Master Chief Collection. Halo fans are excited about this because Halo 3 ODST was fantastic. I don't know if either of you played it, but it was a magical game. And there is Telltale's Minecraft.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know you two you had questions about. So Telltale's going to make a Minecraft basically like a campaign story mission or story game. And
Which doesn't include Steve.
which doesn't include Steve, the main Minecrafter. He crafts mines.
When I first heard that news,
Blocks.
all I could imagine was that Microsoft is sitting there looking at all the success that the other titles are having with Telltale,
Mhm.
and they just want to get a part of that. And what I see here is Telltale sitting atop their position in the video game industry and just raking in the money. I see them
Yes.
on a golden throne right now, and Microsoft is just chucking more gold at them, building up their piles.
I mean, you guys were. I know, Rick. Rick, how were you when you heard that?
I I wasn't too excited.
Because you're a Telltale fan.
I am a Telltale fan, and I'm a Minecraft fan as well. I wasn't too excited because I just don't see a story being produced from Minecraft. That's the point of Minecraft.
It's definitely not the game I would have expected a story to come out
Yeah,
of.
you kind of make your own story.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they're gonna do it. I think it's gonna be kind of cheesy, and it's gonna have like really corny ass implementing of crafting and stuff like that, which is the whole point of Minecraft. I mean, that's the whole freaking point of it. So I don't understand. I don't understand it. There's no story behind it to have a story driven game. However, Telltale's track record is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but think about the games that they put out, though. The kind of decisions that they force you to make.
Yeah, what are you gonna?
How are you gonna make those decisions in Minecraft?
I'm not gonna kill this Enderman, and then he comes back and he'll remember that. Like fuck you, no, not cool, not cool. I just whatever. It doesn't. It's gonna sell. It's gonna make somebody fucking money. I think it's a stupid idea.
Do you think maybe though, for people like me who I've never even played Minecraft,
Hey,
so
missing out, bro.
but do you think maybe this would be a way for me to introduce myself to the world?
Not at all. Because with Minecraft, you get a huge game with a lot of the turnoff with Minecraft is the graphics look fucking terrible.
Right.
Whatever. There's texture packs that can fix all of that if you want it. But a lot of people say that and they're worried about that. So if you put a game that's linear with shitty graphics, you're going to have a shitty game with shitty graphics that's linear. And that's what I worry about. I don't see a story involved in it at all. Like the whole freaking point is to do whatever the hell you want to do.
But that's what Telltale's doing with the game.
No, not because that game exists. It's called Minecraft.
Yes, but you just told me it's a completely open-ended game where you can create your own story. So basically, they're taking that world and creating a story within it. That's okay.
Yeah,
you still have Minecraft.
I know, but you don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's like buying a $100,000 car and putting $2,000 rims on it. To me, it just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I don't know if it doesn't make sense. I can't. It's hard for me to talk about this because I've not really played any Telltale games and I've not played Minecraft. So
you're missing out, bro.
What are you doing?
Yo, you ever read a book? Because that's exactly what a Telltale game's like. It's
and
a pick your own adventure book. It's a pick your own adventure book. I
don't read, dude. Like as soon as Nintendo Power stopped making magazines, I'm done. I don't want to read anymore.
Oh my god.
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
Flip the table. I'm out.
I'm not reading anything.
No, but Telltale has a great lineage behind it, and like it worked in a lot of the games they did. But it just seems like Microsoft was like, "Here, we're gonna give you a check. You put your number in it, and we're gonna make a game."
Exactly.
I want to reserve judgment. I mean, you guys are the real judges here because I don't, like I said, I don't dabble in any of those universes. So, not to say that I wouldn't, but I just haven't yet. But that is, news coming out of Microsoft, so I had to mention it. And it is, it's a hotly ticketed item right now. So, Microsoft is also planning to announce a VR headset during E3 2015. So they're going to announce their plans to create one. They've already got some software teams working on some stuff there. There's no design or there's no name for it or anything like that, but we're going to see what they have to offer us there on that front. Because, Sony's got it going, the PC's got it going. Last in line is Nintendo.
Well, they don't need that shit.
We'll come up with some other crazy controller that we need to use.
Yeah, we've already discussed. They're their own entity. They're not even included in the console discussion. Nintendo's their own thing.
Well, they're not included in the console war discussion, but they're definitely included in the home console discussion. It's just, it's never going to fail.
Someone mentioned this to me. Like when you look at the products that consoles have released this year, Nintendo's won it, like, hands down. Like, just by the games that they've made. Like, you got the Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Zelda got remade and came out.
The Wind Waker. Yeah.
You have all those games. They came out. Like, people are like, hands down, Nintendo had this year, no problem. But they just haven't sold the numbers because that group of people is a very dedicated group of people.
Yeah, but the problem with the Nintendo, and Jake, maybe you want to weigh in on this. I've never seen you in a Nintendo conversation before.
I've never owned a Nintendo console in my life.
What?
What?
Never. Not even a Game Boy.
He's younger.
Yeah,
It's
but
younger.
still, I mean, but okay. So, but you understand the Nintendo lore.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think, well, the Wii crushed sales. The Wii
Absolutely.
U stuttered right out of the gate because they waited too long to get their tried and true games to the console. They didn't have anything that people wanted to play because people only want to play Mario. They only want to
Exactly.
play Zelda or Mario Kart, Smash Brothers.
You don't
the
buy
games
Nintendo
that they
for.
yeah, you don't buy them for
Yeah.
what is it, Zombie U
Zombie
or whatever.
U.
Yeah,
Yeah, people get
which I'm
pissed
sure was a
when
fun
they
game.
when they announce new IPs. People get pissed off.
Yeah, they don't want the new IP.
That's
Where's
exactly
my Smash Brothers?
That's the polar opposite of what people want in the new generations. They want new IP. But Nintendo, you release a new IP, you're a fucking asshole. Get out of here.
Right.
I want Star Fox, bitch. Get out of
And
here.
that's
which
just
is
the,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the weird enigma that is Nintendo. They barely make any games.
Right, but
and
it
all
keeps
their
them
third-
separate and keeps them alive.
It does. Which
And
is the same thing that I complain about. Is the same thing keeping them afloat.
And then look at like the Sony Vita. Like that is a much more powerful handheld console than the DS, but Nintendo makes a ton of money off the DS and Sony makes shit off of the Vita. It's like
Sony handles that all wrong.
Well, I mean, how are you going to handle that? When you have a console that can put out like 3 times the amount of power and you're releasing games for a shittier version of your console, you're going to have people pissed off about it and not want to buy it. I mean, I've said before, I have a Vita. It's been in my drawer dead for 2 years now.
What was the one they made before the Vita? The
PS something?
PSP.
PSP, there you go.
PSP.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
The PlayStation Portable. Did they not learn anything from that completely shitting the bed?
Well, they keep looking at Nintendo like, oh man, these guys are making tons of money, and they want to get in on it.
Look, dude,
However,
when you can make
Nintendo's got-
Pokemon and put that shit
Exactly.
on handheld, then you can
Nintendo-
fucking make that money. But until
Nintendo
then,
has IPs, dude. They have
Yeah.
those games that people want.
and guess what? Guess where a lot of those numbers come from? Those 3DS numbers come from Japan.
Japan.
They
Yep.
use that shit. They don't play games in their home. They play them on the buses.
No, because they're always going to work.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the drive right there, bro.
So yeah, I mean they're the handheld country.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Mhm.
Nintendo's that's their people.
That is their people, man. But
So-
I mean, shit. If it wasn't for Nintendo, I wouldn't be here today talking about this.
Well,
shit.
that's a good segue into one of the topics we wanted to get into tonight. And all these fucking, excuse my French, remastered fucking games coming out.
You feel my pain.
I was like, okay, Rick, yeah, it's whatever. Don't get so mad about it. But it's getting old.
Yep,
It's getting so old.
it is.
And to call that the, what do they usually call them? We just had this discussion.
Remastered.
Yeah.
No,
Remastered.
there's another word for it too, which is ridiculous. Like, so you didn't get me all of the game the first time?
Money grubbing bullshit.
Yeah, basically, you withheld stuff for the game the first time I bought it
Yeah.
because
Well,
I already played Devil May Cry.
yeah. Definitive
6 years
edition.
ago. Definitive. That's the word,
Definitive
yeah.
edition. Get the fuck out of here. If you go on Steam, you can buy the definitive edition of any game you want.
Yep.
However, I'm not going there.
We've had that talk, and I agree with you because that was the Sleeping Dogs argument.
Yeah,
Like,
definitive.
I
edition.
owned the definitive edition 4 years ago.
Yeah, I bought it.
I got it off Steam.
I bought it for $7 4 years ago.
Yeah. And my PC isn't anything special, but that game was beautiful. So
Yep.
it blows my mind the lack of new IP, and I know we just kind of switched over a console generation, and I know sometimes that takes a while to pick up, but it doesn't seem like it has in the past. They've always been ready, with a new game. And we've had a few. We had Titanfall,
Yep.
which, despite what some people say about the single player, that game was fun.
People are calling it Game of the Year, man.
It's
'Cause
my number 2.
It came out with everything it promised.
Yeah.
It did.
And I thought
and it
Titanfall-
fucking worked. How
And
many
it worked.
games have worked on launch this year? Like 30% of them?
Yeah, probably. Oh, it's so sad.
Yep.
It's so sad. But yeah, I don't know. I just give me some new IP. Give me some interesting new fun stuff. I don't need, Halo coming out, that's fine. The Master Chief Collection, that's fine. I don't really consider that like a definitive edition, even though I guess it is. I don't have a problem with them coming out with The Last of Us because that was towards the end of that PlayStation 3 cycle.
And they released it quickly on the PS4 as well.
They did.
It was only a few months into it.
Grand Theft Auto 5 makes sense. I mean, when you have something like that really makes sense, but bringing back Devil May Cry, what the fuck?
Yeah, for all 40 people that bought it, they're going to get to buy it.
Anybody care
again.
about that series?
No one cares about.
Nope.
Well, people used to care about that
Like
series
PS2, though.
when it was Devil May Cry. Now it's like
Right,
some
yeah.
fucking emo guy with his shirt half open with a sword. And doesn't. No one cares. They're like, this is bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know. Makes me want to drink.
Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. Shitty thing about me drinking though is that I have a kegerator, right? And it's out on the back sunroom, and it gets little black things in it when I let it sit out there too long. So now I have a bunch of little black things in the bottom of my cup.
What
think
does
it's-
that mean?
I think it's mold that builds up. That builds up in the spigot.
Yeah. Put hair in your drink.
And I'm really grossed out by it, but I don't want to.
It's just mercury. Don't worry about it. Drink it.
Hey man, that's in our shots. That's good for us.
Yeah. So, what are your guys' thoughts on IP? New IP? Are we just as a generation of gamers? And like I've been a part of a few different console generations. Are we just clamoring for something new and exciting and fun? Because there's stuff on the horizon, but I feel like there's a problem when every game I'm excited for has already existed or is just a 2 or a 3 or a whatever, a line in a series.
Go ahead.
I think it goes to the length of time that video games have had to mature. And for those of us who started at a young age with, say, Nintendo or Genesis, and have now gotten to the point where we're playing games on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, whatever, and we think back to our days playing those old games, and we just want that nostalgia feeling. We want those games remastered. And a good example of that would be DuckTales.
Oh, dude,
I mean,
DuckTales hype.
Who even expected DuckTales to get remastered?
Oh, I didn't expect it, but I loved it.
Exactly, and that's what it is. It's like we think back to those fond memories of games that we played before, and we just want those games.
But
They're
here's the
called
thing.
emulators.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If the game that I want to be nostalgic for is still on my credit card statement, I don't want it again.
No, and
DuckTales was
that's where we're
fucking
getting into the slippery slope. Because
ever.
games
Right.
are made on the new codes for the new consoles, but then released on the old console, and you're like, well,
Right.
that doesn't quite make sense. But then they remaster it, and all of a sudden, all the pieces fit together, and that's Dark Souls 2. I'm looking at you.
Oh, 2015, April.
Yeah. Woo. But really, I mean, when a game is made with the new consoles in mind and then released on the old consoles, I feel like as a 360 owner, I'm getting shit on.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting the port of a
And the
new
reverse
game.
is
You're
true
getting
too.
the bad port too,
Yeah, it's a bad port.
which
And the
originally was the good port.
It's
Yeah.
funny because the reverse is true for someone who's exclusively on Xbox One. They're thinking, stop making shit for the 360.
Yeah.
Like, but that's, I agree with you 100%.
See, like
That-
Sony's always been kind of weird about that because they've made games for their old consoles like for years. I think like the last game to come out for PS2 was last year. So I mean that's an insane lifeline. But
Yeah, it is.
again they have, when you look in Japan, they have a huge market for PS3 still. So they're still going to release a bunch of Hayamito Zono Redux X2 to the fourth 9 power for PlayStation 3. And there's going to be people that want to play it. Like Persona 4 is coming to America now on the PS3. And that's going to sell a shit ton because people want to play Persona. I don't want to fucking play Persona, but people do.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it's a business, and where there's money to be made, make it. And if it's remastered or definitive, like, I don't have to buy it, so whatever, it doesn't hurt me. But at the same time, what hurts me is the resources going to remaster these games or make these games definitive editions, whatever. I don't know how easy or difficult it is, but put those resources to making me a new fucking game.
Yeah, but it does end up hurting you, because when they're making a game for both the old generation and the current generation, they're holding the current generation back.
Yes.
Right,
You're not getting as good a product as you could have possibly gotten.
Right, and that's why I was saying
PC's
like the
complaint for
reverse
years.
is true.
Yeah.
Where you got the bad port, but we don't get what we want because they have the other console in mind, which was supposed to be what Assassin's Creed Unity was.
Yeah.
Train wreck.
It was like, oh, we've been developing this for 4 years strictly for next gen, and we've got Assassin's Creed Rogue for the previous gen, and they're going to tie in together, and that was all cool. And then those fans that played Rogue can when they get the new console, they can play whatever. That's all well and good, except for you spent 4 years making shit. It doesn't work. I don't know how that's possible, but that's what happened.
Yeah. It kind of sucks because, I mean, like you said, it holds them back. But what I think is, like, if you're going to make a game for both consoles, I think it's easier to, like, okay, if I was going to make a game just for Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and I made a game for it, I would have to make it for Xbox 360 and then put better graphics in it for Xbox One. So the game's going to suffer because not all the Xbox One resources are going to be used to run that game. It's still going to be run on an Xbox 360, like, I don't know, UI, but just with polished graphics. So I think it would be better if they made them for the Xbox One and then ported them to the Xbox 360. But that's not how it works. I mean,
No.
It's just not how it is.
Yeah, I mean, either way, the console suffers. Whatever the previous or the current, it suffers because you're just not exclusively making it for that software. Xbox One runs on different software than Xbox 360. So all the coding and everything that they have to do, they've got to change. Whether it be minimal or not, it's not made for that specific system. Yeah. So I think either way you suffer, whether you go up or down. But the concern I have, and I read an article about this earlier this week, and I'll try and find this link for you guys later tonight, is there was an article about we've seen a lot of studios shutting down. Yeah. A lot of studios merging with other, like, bigger studios. And I want to address the lack of new IP and maybe say that our generation or this generation of gamers, we're not those people that are going to go out and take a chance on a new game. We have so much material now to critique things before they even come out. You have shows like ours. You have YouTube. You have the E3 has become something just mega huge. There's so many ways to judge something before it ever hits the shelves. And then you have GameFly to try games. And people complain when a game doesn't have a demo cut for it, too.
Demo's just an old word for beta.
Yeah. They still bitch about it. And the article was basically like, studios are afraid to take chances, is basically how it comes down. They're afraid to take a chance on a new IP and kind of put all the resources into it because if it fails, it could burn them.
Yeah.
Literally burn them all to the ground. So, and they'd all lose their jobs. So I think that they're just playing it safe. They're keeping it close to the hip. They're playing it safe. And we're suffering for it because we don't have anything new to be excited for. We don't have anything, because you don't know if you don't like it unless you know you don't like it. And I remember playing Nintendo and specifically a little older into Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. There were so many games that were just different, all around different kinds of experiences, all across the board. And some were okay and some were terrible, but, there was so many choices. And I feel like now, even when you have a different game, the publisher's probably the same, and it's probably going to be the same feel as the other game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not, but that article was interesting to me because I feel like the developers and the studios are just they're just playing it safe.
I mean, I agree, but I'll challenge that statement with something like Destiny or Evolve. You know, games that, I mean, Destiny, I guess you could say plays like Call of Duty or Halo, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, for something like Evolve, like that's a whole new gameplay idea.
And I applaud that because that is something that is exactly what I'm talking about. So you're right, there are studios that are doing it, but I just feel like it's too far and few between.
Right. And what happens is like those games that come out that are different and work well make a lot of money. But the games that come out that are different and don't sell well, like you said, people lose their jobs over it. They you know, get basically out of the industry because they aren't wanted anywhere else because companies are slimming down or merging.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I mean, basically their livelihoods are at stake if they release a game that isn't well received.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, it sucks. I don't know. You know, when you think about it, like, I mean, games are $60 nowadays, but you don't really think about it. When you were a kid, games were $60 too. It's just you don't think about it because you weren't fucking buying them.
Right.
Well, I mean, they were 40 or whatever, but 40 or 50, but that's kind of not what I'm saying.
Right. No.
I know. That's
But
what
yeah,
I'm saying, but
it's-
I'm like, damn.
It's
I just
tough.
thought of that.
Well, it's tough because I mean, you used to go to the video store, and we didn't have like the internet like we have it now. So we'd go to the video store, Rick, namely Camelot Video,
Ew.
and we'd sit there. And the way I did is you'd look at the box art, or if you had a friend play it and say, "Oh, that's cool," you know,
Yeah.
you might go rent that or whatever. But and times have changed. Trust me, I'm not trying to say like it needs to be like this, but I just loved the choices. I loved the choices I had. And I know that when we're getting into current gen, you're talking about millions of dollars to develop now as opposed to what it was before. And they just aren't willing to take that risk. A company like Bungie does it with Destiny, and Destiny has its followers and it made a lot of money, but there are some people that seriously hate that game because it wasn't what we were supposed to get. So you can
Well,
say that even Bungie pulled back.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's another question, man. Like, nowadays it's feasible if you're like a kid, it's feasible to be a gamer and never spend a single dime on a video game because so many games are free to play nowadays. That never existed when we were kids.
No.
You couldn't play a fucking video game as fleshed out as a lot of games are nowadays without actually paying for it. So would you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the industry? Right? I personally think it'd be a good thing.
What, free to play?
Yeah.
I mean,
Ugh.
There's so many bad free to plays, keep in mind, but there's so many
Yeah,
really
sure,
good
but
free to
there's
plays as well.
I would agree because I've been on Steam. Like, I've had situations where I've had a 360 and whatever, 15, whatever games. And I don't feel like playing any of these because I've played them or just the same experience over and over again, whatever. So I'd come into my office, sit down at my computer and look at the free-to-play games because maybe I don't have money to go out and buy something new, but I just want a new like experience, a new type of game. I would sit there and go through the Steam free-to-play library and just be like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me go ahead and download and install that, and I'll play it. I did that with Dragon's Quest, actually.
Really?
Which, yeah, it was actually kind of cool.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of really good free to play games, and honestly, the good ones end up going into the consoles. You know, you got Warframe,
Yep.
Loadout, DC Universe Online. They've all made the transition into consoles, and so you can get a console for the holiday without any game, and you've still got 5-6 games just online ready to go.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
But
that says something pretty prolific about where the gaming industry has gone, though. Like Jake, when you were a kid, you still couldn't even play video games for free. That didn't exist unless
no, because even if you got a demo disc, I mean, you're still buying the magazine to get the disc.
Right.
You know, I mean, there were no free games. Now, I did put, let's say, 20 hours into a demo, if it was good.
yeah, no shit.
But yeah, no, you couldn't play free games.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm coming from a place right now where that's why maybe I'm having a lot of fun with the Plants vs Zombies game more than I normally would, just because it is a new experience. It's something different. It's probably why I liked Titanfall so much, because it's just played differently than anything that I was playing. It was so fast paced. The parkour, the Titans. It was cool. It was fun. It was a really fun experience. I'm actually sad I sold it and mad that I did not pick it up with the season pass for $12
Yeah, that's a
over
deal.
Black Friday. So, yeah, I guess that's where I'm going with the new IPs thing. I want to see some progression there, and hopefully in the next coming years we're going to see some of that. We're going to see some risks, maybe.
Well, how do you
pay
feel
off.
about Nintendo putting out Hyrule Warriors? I mean, it's a Zelda spin-off essentially, but it's at least a game that Nintendo's never made before. I mean, do you count that as progression?
Yes and no, because like it's the same as like 99 Nights, like it plays the same,
Yeah.
or Dynasty Warriors or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors.
So, I mean, the concept is the same. So it's not necessarily a new experience. I mean, you're putting in those prolific Zelda characters, which is awesome, and you can kind of use their abilities like tenfold, which is really cool. So I don't fault them for that. It's like a new idea for them, which is cool. But it's a step in the right direction. I just like you take a game like Oddworld or something like that, and that was a fucking great game.
Well, it's getting remastered, so you can play it again.
I know.
Didn't they just remaster it though?
Man, I don't even know. I can't keep track anymore.
I think they remastered it once before. But yes, like games like that. There was a game I played a long time ago. I think it was on Xbox. It was called Raid's Revenge or something like that. And basically, you were like this demon that was like a good guy, and you just killed these like fluffy bunnies and stuff. Yeah, it was really cool, man.
It sounds
I'm
like the
trying to-
game from Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
It does. It looked like similar to that. I'm trying to remember what it was or what the name was. If I find it, I will post it. It was awesome, and I want games like that. I want like Serious Sam's, things that are just cool, like new cool stuff. And Serious Sam's been redone 100 times too. But I don't know, just a new experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something that catches my eye. I'm looking forward to Quantum Break. I'm looking forward to see how that works out. That's a new IP. So.
Toe Jam and Earl fuck the world.
Well, let's quickly. This is a long show we've done today, guys.
Good.
Had a lot to say. Let's quickly move into Steam and pulling and then re-adding Hatred to the Greenlight program.
I mean, what are you gonna do? We talked about this. I talked about this a little earlier. Apparently, Steam had nothing to do with that at all. It was I looking like it was kind of a marketing ploy, but Gabe Newell, someone pulled it, and he was like, "You can't just pull a game because people are pissed off about it." So that's why it got put back on Greenlight. Like I understand where people are coming from with it because we like I said, we discussed it earlier, but it's a mass murder simulator. That's the whole point of the game. I don't even know if there's a score system. I just think you kill until you get killed.
Yeah. Based on the gameplay footage, I didn't see any sort of score. I didn't see any like dollar value of damage being dealt. Yeah, it just looks like you kill until you're killed. And as far as getting taken down on Steam, I understand someone's probably knee-jerk reaction and taking it down. But yeah, as far as okay, video games are a medium that we're trying to fight equal rights for. You know, we want to say a video game is art, but then someone makes a game like this, and it kind of takes us a step back because the media is going to just blow up with this game.
Absolutely.
You know, and I can't say that this guy shouldn't make this game. This guy can make whatever game he wants to make, and there's a lot of games that are made that are terrible and just should never have been made, but they were still made, and they weren't Hatred. You know, hatred is just literally killing people for no reason, and this dude felt like he wanted to make that game. And good on him for having the skills enough to make a game. I just hope that we can get past this.
Yeah, I would have to agree with everything you just said. I mean, we are fighting for that that medium, this medium, to become, you know, something that people don't look on it, and I think it is becoming that.
It is.
I mean, there's like a gamer in every household. There's like some crazy statistic out there, and I think that it's been going in such a good direction. And this kind of thing now. Some people are going to call this art. I will not call it art. I don't want to try and take any creativity away from the people that are making it, but it's just not something personally I don't consider it art, or art that's should be shown. But I don't know. I don't want to discourage people from creating things that they want to create, and I'm not going to say, like you said, Jake, I'm not going to say it shouldn't be made. But it is the knee-jerk reaction is to, oh my god, we can't have this thing on, pull it, and then realize that, well, you can't really just pull it, you got to put it back on, you got to let the people decide. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one because there are a lot of people. In fact, there's a lot of people in our group that, you know, want to play this game or want to see this game be made and published and put out there.
Yeah, I don't. It's a little weird. It like you kind of border the line of should this be a thing or should this not be a thing, and like the true American in me is like, yes, there should be a thing because you can't censor people, but then in the same breath, I'm like, there's no need for this shit. But I think the sales will speak for themselves. I don't think this game's going to do very well.
No.
Personally, I think
No.
just based on the media backlash, I mean, it's gonna be terribly looked at. But people that want to buy it are going to buy it, and that's fine as long as they're getting their jollies off that way and not going into like a police department shooting it up. Then good for you.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't personally, like, for me, video games don't put me in a violent mood other than wanting to punch my controller. But I mean, you know, but see, I don't know that for everybody, and it scares me that is a possibility. I'm not saying video games, music, or movies cause people to do damage to other people.
No.
I'm not saying that at all. But, you know, there are attitudes can be formed certainly from the mood of things around you, and that's a little scary for me. Also, I think if this game, like the trailer of this game, the sneak peek of this game that we had, showed us anything to do in the game besides just going out and randomly killing people, like if there was a point to something, or maybe this guy had a story before, I don't know, like anything that could cohesively tie this into there is a point, you know. And I think they chose, if there is, I think they chose not to show it just to get the attention it got.
Yeah, I'm looking at an email that the developer put up from Gabe himself.
Yeah.
That says, yesterday I heard we were taking Hatred down from Greenlight. Since I wasn't up to speed, I asked around internally to find out why we had done that. It turns out it wasn't a good decision, and we'll be putting Hatred back up. My apologies to you and your team. Steam is about creating tools for content creators and customers. Good luck with your game. So, I mean, he's supporting it. I mean, I don't think he's like putting himself out there to support it or anything.
No.
but
Well,
saying,
like you said, Steam is there to
yeah,
do that. So
we're gonna give you an outlet. If people want your game to be made, they're gonna donate to it, and it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
So if people donate, it's gonna happen.
Well,
I'm just not gonna fucking play the thing.
no. Yeah, well, me neither. But, I mean, he has to put it back up. Steam has Manhunt, which got the same reaction that Hatred did. But Manhunt had a reason for the violence. There was a story. But then, on the same token, Steam also has Postal.
Yeah.
And Postal 2. And not only do they have Postal and Postal 2, but Postal 2 has Steam Workshop support. And there is no reason for the violence in that game. It's just like Hatred. I mean, it may be a little bit more comical.
They just released a DLC for it like a couple months back.
Yeah,
It's been out
I mean,
for like 4 years.
yeah, but it's the same type of game. You're killing just because you can kill. I mean, it's civilians walking around and you've got a weapon. What do? In that game, you kill the civilians.
That's fucked up, man. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. It's a tough topic to talk about because people like myself and you guys are passionate about this industry, but at the same time, it's the father in me, the humanitarian in me wants to be like, this is ugly. It's just ugly. You know, I don't want to even see stuff like this in a medium such as games or film. I just don't care to see it.
Yeah, especially because it's eyeballed the fuck out of all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see enough of the real things happening on the news and stuff, and I feel like, as we discussed earlier, like as a gamer, I just want to have fun with some colors and some smiley people. There's been a lot of grim death around, and I like the gritty stuff. I mean, I love playing Assassin's Creed and killing people and then running off into the street like nothing ever happened. But
Yeah. Well, in positive news, Amazon has sold out of Team America World Police following the North Korea thing. Officially has happened. Look at Go America.
Yeah,
That's
such a good
cool.
movie.
Oh, so good.
But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that, and if anybody that's listening has any thoughts, please post to the group page, or if you're not part of the group, please ask to be invited, or one of these gentlemen will invite you. Because we want to have people interact with us about this. We want to have these debates and talks. And maybe if someone really wants to play this game, let us know. I want to know why. I'd like to talk about it or type about it.
Yeah, no judging. We just want to know why.
No, yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, if you want to just go murder people, whatever.
I mean, I just want to know if it's a good game or not. I mean,
Whatever, it's awesome.
Are the physics there? I mean, is it aging?
What if the game mechanics are great?
Oh, yeah, really?
Maybe.
What if there's a mode that instead of killing people, you can walk around and hand people candy and flowers and just be like a nice guy?
That'll be some Team Fortress 2 type shit right there.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Anyway,
well, awesome show, guys.
guys
Let's
ready
get
for
to
some
our
verses?
verses. Yeah, let's do it, man.
verses. All right. So the verses this week. This is the last week we have before Christmas. And in the spirit of things, as we did last week, I'm going to ask you guys, what is, in your opinion, the best Christmas song ever made? Not game related or movie related or anything. We did that last week. But best Christmas song. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Christmas music. I like it. So I want to know.
Are you 24-hour Christmas music right now?
Definitely. See, what happened in Tampa, 97.5, The Fan, was a sports radio station, and it got canceled.
Breaks my heart.
Yep. That was the only thing I listened to on the way to
Yes,
school.
same here. Only thing I ever listened to.
Yep.
Tampa sports suck.
It does. When you're watching the Bucks play and they're like, this is embarrassing. The announcers were saying that.
Yes.
Embarrassing.
Oh, dude.
But, however, the Lightning are awesome, though. Go Lightning.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've replaced it with Christmas music. And they're going to have a new format January 5th. But for now, it's nothing but Christmas music. So
Does
that's
Gene Deckerhoff sing all the Christmas songs?
Who do I know?
He's the announcer for the Bucks games, by the way.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I barely tune into
Well,
Bucks.
he's also the announcer for Florida State, so that's how I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got a good vote by Tech Sergeant Seuss right there. But go ahead, guys.
Oh, well, this
You
is a
want
tough
to go
one for
first,
me.
Jake? Let's
Yeah,
go
I
first.
will because I'm very much into Christmas. It's
Oh, you're
my
super-
favorite. Hey, happy winter solstice, everybody.
Yay!
Well, okay, so according to Billboard, because I looked this up, the top holiday song is "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey.
Jesus God, no.
I probably would
Kill
hit
it
myself in the face with a hammer if I listened to that song anymore. So I'm not going to go with that one. I'm actually going to go with Trans-Siberian Orchestra because it's the only Christmas music I can actually listen to.
That shit's hype, dude.
And not kill myself.
It is very good, also very overplayed.
It is, yeah, it is. Well, but
Well,
what Christmas song isn't because
exactly.
you've got 10
That's
Christmas
what
songs
I
to
was just
choose
gonna
from,
s-
and it's
that's
just
what I was
covered by
gonna say.
fucking everybody.
I was gonna say that there's just really, it's all overplayed.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'm a sap. I'm a Christmas guy, so I'm gonna go with my favorite being Silent Night. My second close favorite is All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth.
Oh,
Chipmunks.
that's a good one. All right, yeah, okay.
I used to
Yeah.
actually have the cassette play when I was a kid when I was going to bed Christmas Eve,
Okay.
and my mom used to sing me Silent Night. So
All right.
Damn,
well,
Chipmunks, bring it back.
Yeah. No shit. Well, the correct answer was I saw Mama kissing Santa Claus was the correct answer.
Oh,
like Jackson
What?
5.
No, like the original, like 1940 version.
Oh,
when
I
they
like the Jackson 5 version.
like they made Christmas music for like 10 solid years, and then they just remade it for like 80 solid years. So
True. It's because it could never be better.
it could never be better, dude. Nat King Cole died, and Christmas music went to shit.
Bing
But-
Crosby was good.
Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra did a lot of Christmas music too. Come on, man, awesome.
True.
But I'm sorry, Jake. I gotta go with Phil here.
oh no, he, as soon as he brought up Chipmunks, I knew I was
Yo.
done for.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, though, that's pretty good. I always want to see him live. Have you seen him live?
No, I have not.
They're always in town too for
I know.
Christmas. I just never wanted to spend money to go see a guy's play Christmas. But yeah, dude, good job, Phil. You won.
Nice.
You won it. Sorry, Saul. Your stand-in did not win.
Nope. Ah, fuck.
It's okay. But yeah, that's that. That's good. Both good votes, though.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a sap, so I went with, I like a lot of the religious Christmas songs as well as your traditional, Frosties and Rudolphs and whatnots.
Red Nose
So,
Ring.
well, Jake, you didn't get to answer last week. So, what's your favorite Christmas movie
Oh,
or
jeez.
Christmas time movie?
Man, put me on the spot, man. Fuck. Honestly, Christmas Story is probably the only thing I ever watch.
It's a
When
good
it comes Christmas time, and that movie comes on,
Well,
what is
every
it,
year.
TBS.
24
Yeah,
hours a
24
day.
hours.
You
I mean,
watch?
I'll probably watch it 3-4 times in that 24-hour period.
It's good. It's
It's
pretty
movie.
good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
Maybe.
right on. Awesome. Well, Jake, we appreciate you having on, man. That was a great show. Good job.
Yeah, thanks, man. It was
And,
a blast.
Well, hopefully we get to have you on, in future shows.
Hell yeah.
As long as you just, don't tee off on the consoles like this guy Rick does.
It's too easy, though. Come on.
It is easy, but we do a show about all games.
Yes, I do love games. I just don't like the hardware that plays them.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
hey,
that's
to
the
each
end of
his
the note.
own,
on-
and that's good. That's why
Yeah.
that's why we do this, so we can have these discussions. Those are the fun discussions.
Yeah. Another thing to the community: if you guys want to play games with us, we'd be glad to play games. with you.
Really, honestly.
Just drop your PlayStation name, Xbox name, Steam name, whatever in the group discussion. If we see you on, we'll jump in. If we have the same game as you, and we'll have a good time, and we'll talk about it on our show as well.
Yeah. Any gamer tags I see, I'm just gonna start adding to my Xbox Smart Glass
We're here for you guys, man.
while
We're
I'm
here.
in Steam. Yeah, we'd love to get some community play dates going. That would be righteous, man.
That would be cool. I'm glad you used the word righteous too. That made me happy.
Nardacool. That's Saul's word. He'd be happy I said that.
All
Well,
right,
guys, we appreciate you tuning in. This has been episode 24, and we'll be back next week. Hopefully, we'll have a show next week. It's going to be busy.
Yeah, we'll
So,
hope. We'll be
huh?
there.
Yeah.
I said we'll hope.
Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. Oh, P.S. Before everybody leaves, Pee Wee Herman's Christmas special is on Netflix. Do yourselves a favor and watch it.
Oh shit.
Peace
It's
out.
insane. It is insane. Later.
Later. All right, stream's done. Good job, guys.
Cool.
Ah, right on.